and then triple heater 21 is just above that. So the pre-tragic incisure is this, where it kind of cups around above the tragus. So this is tragus and the pre-tragic incisure, and triple heater 21. Okay, triple heater 23 is at the eyebrow as if it was extended to the lateral canthus. So it's going to be just up here, just above the lateral canthus. Gallbladder 1. This is another one that's really close to the eye. It's going to be just 0.2 Schwenn lateral to the lateral canthus. Good boy. So just right here. Gallbladder 14. It's just going to be at the midpoint of the eyebrow on the frontal bone. So it's going to be here, there's a little notch on the bone right there. So it's gallbladder 14. Good boy. Okay. So then we do gallbladder 21. So that one's going to be halfway between GV14 and the acromion. So we come halfway and then just roll off the front of the scapula into the muscle. So if you raise his head, then you can really feel that you roll off into the muscle there. So that's GB21. Okay. Gallbladder 24 is going to be in the 9th intercostal space. So 12, 11, 10, 9, at the level of the costochondral junction. So the costochondral junction feels kind of knobbly. So it's going to be right here. So here's our point, gallbladder 24. With gallbladder 25, we're going to be just at the level of the last rib. So just under the last rib. So here's his last rib. And it ends right here. So we're just below the end of the last rib for gallbladder 25. Okay, gallbladder 31. We're going to feel our stomach 35 again to make sure that we're on the femur. And then you can see the femur comes around and the condyle curves around. And we're just going to be above that for gallbladder 31. So gallbladder 31 is going to be right there. I'm sorry, it's gallbladder 33. So we find gallbladder 33 first, and then we can find gallbladder 31. So gallbladder 31 is going to be 7 Schwenn above the condyle. So now this is 18 altogether. So halfway will be 9. So 7 is just below halfway. And we want to be just off the femur there. So here's gallbladder 33, and then gallbladder 31. So just make sure.
The femur.
Yeah. So just make sure that we're not as far back as being in the biceps, the groove for the bladder channel that we had back here. So it's 33 and then 31. Okay, so 41 is we're going to do just between the 4th and 5th metatarsals. So this is going to be one of the ones that you split the bones. So here's the 4th and the 5th. And we're just trying to find the junction in between the bones. So, alright, good boy. So it would be just here on him, gallbladder 41. Okay, then liver 2 is going to be in the webbing, and it's going to be on the side of the 2nd digit. Alright, good boy. So here's his 2nd digit. So we're going to be just down in here for liver 2. And liver 3 is going to be between 2 and 3, and just above the joint. So you can feel there's a space just above the metatarsal phalangeal joint between 2 and 3 for liver 3. Okay, then we come up for liver 13, which is going to be just below the free end of the 12th rib. So here's our 13th rib, and then our 12th rib. And we come down. We can feel it right in here. Okay, and liver 14 is going to be in the 6th intercostal space at the costochondral junction. And do 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good boy. Okay, and here's the costochondral junction. So our point's just right in here. So that's liver 14. We need CV1. So CV1 is going to be halfway between his anus and his scrotum. So halfway would be here for CV1. Okay, what do we do next? Then we did CV3 and CV5. So it's kind of hard with him standing up. Mm-hmm. But if we we do our three finger thing. So we find his umbilicus, which is going to be just about level with the last rib. So, okay. So we put our ring finger on his umbilicus, and if we come back here and we try and find his pubis. Okay. All right, sweetie. And if we spread our fingers out, then this is CB2, CB3, CB4, CB5, CB7, and CB8. So they're all one Schwen apart, but the Schwen are bigger on the abdomen than they are with the ribs. We need to do the three finger thing. Okay, and CB12 is going to be halfway between the umbilicus and the xiphoid. So we find his umbilicus again. And then we find his xiphoid. So there's his xiphoid, and halfway is going to be CB12. So that's right there. And then CB14 is halfway between CB12 and the xiphoid. So halfway again is going to be here with CB14. And CB17 is going to be in the big depression on the sternum, level with intercostal space 4. So it's going to be right here, the biggest hole in his sternum. And it's about level with the elbows. We can count his rib spaces again to check it. Okay, so CB22 is going to be on the midline at the tip of the manubrium. So here's his manubrium, and then just above it, it's going to be CB22. And CB24 is going to be just one Schwen off the lower lip. So one Schwen down from his lower lip on the midline. So right here. Okay. And GB3 is going to be in different locations on different animals. So we find out Boway. So here's the wings of the ilium. We're going to come back to find Boway. And then we're going to feel the three spaces in front of that. So 2, 3. So on him, the biggest space is L6, L7. So that would be GB3 for him. And GB4 is going to be between L2 and L3. So if we have Boway, then we can count the vertebrae forwards. So we've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So our GB4 is going to be here between 2 and 3. Okay, so GB17 and then GB21. So GB17 is going to be at the back of the head, just level with the caudal edge of the ears. So here's the back of the occiput. And we're going to come just a little bit forward, just a little flattening on the sagittal ridge. And then GB21 is going to be level with the front of the base of the ears. So it's going to be right here for GB21. Mm-hmm. And then GB26 is going to be in the philtrum of the nose. So just level with the bottom of the nostrils. So right there. All right, sweetie. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Good boy. So just right there. Okay. So Longueuil is going to be at the level of the eyebrows, just on the midline. So just right here for him. And Taiyang is going to be one Schwen behind the lateral canthus, above the zygomatic arch. So just feel the zygomatic arch and roll up into the muscle there. Shangguan and Shaguan. So we feel along his zygomatic arch until we get to the end. Then Shangguan is going to be the top, which is GB3. And then the bottom one is going to be Shaguan, which is stomach 7. CB13 is going to be just in front of his larynx. So CB23, sorry. It's going to be just in front of his larynx. So here's his larynx. So we're just going to go just in front of that. Now we did Shen Shu, Shen Teng, Shen Zhao. So you can find out Boway. So here's the wings of the ilium. It's going to come back and find Boway. And then Shen Shu is going to be one Schwen lateral to Boway. and then Shen Peng is 1 Xuan in front of that, and then Shen Zhao is 1 Xuan caudal to that. So it's please stop jumping, Shen Peng, Shen Xu, Shen Zhao. We did Wei Ji, the wedgie point, so where his tail bends, and just feel a little depression between the vertebrae. Okay. So where his tail bends. Okay. And then Fei Men and Fei Pan. So for these we need to visualize his scapula. So here's his acromion and his scapula. So we're going to be 1/3 of the way down on the cranial side for Fei Men. So it's going to be here. And then Fei Pan is going to be 1/3 of the way on the caudal side. So Fei Pan is going to be a little bit lower than Fei Men because his scapula is in this orientation. It's not actually vertical. So that's Fei Men and then Fei Pan. And then the last point was Jiao Xu, which is on the lateral side of the leg. And it's going to be just between these two, so just in here. And that's opposite to small intestine 8 on the medial side.